The following sports broadcast is brought to you by our title sponsor, Greer and Maggard Orthodontics, Mingy Beef Jerky, Bluegrass Orthopedics, Simply Great Soaps, Lexington Diagnostic Center, Crown Trophy, Bluegrass McDonald's, All Sports in the Fayette Mall, Atkinson Sims and Commode PLLC, Whitaker Bank, Alt 32, and by Rafferty's. We now take you to the ball game, live in HD video on PrepSpin.
Take a little walk with me. I'll keep you in good company and be there for you to the end. You'll never be alone, my friend.
All S, all P, all O, R T, S Sports. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall and allsportslex.com, locally owned and operated since 1972.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Over 30,000 Kentuckians are saving time and money by doing their banking online with Whitaker Electronic Banking.
341,000 transactions were made on the go last year using the Whitaker Bank mobile app.
Over 340,000 text alerts were sent last year with Whitaker Bank text banking.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Are you a Kentucky high school sports fan? Do you know where to find the latest news and information on your team, your competition, and high school sports action across the state? Join the fun and excitement at bluegrasspreps.com. You can support your favorite team, test your sports knowledge, and share news and views at bluegrasspreps.com for all the latest on Kentucky high school sports, other sports, and a whole world of lively discussion. Get on board at bluegrasspreps.com.
My tax refund usually helps me out, but this year it was much lower than what it was supposed to be. This isn't enough to get me caught up. What am I supposed to do?
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Say no to debt. Get your bankruptcy started for as little as $78 today. The consultation is free in Lexington and now in London.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
There are 50 Whitaker Bank locations serving Kentucky communities just like mine.
61 Whitaker Bank ATMs throughout Kentucky make getting quick access to cash easy.
Whitaker Bank staff serves the needs of nearly 70,000 Kentucky customers every day.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
What's your starting five? How about this one? Mild, hot, Cajun, barbecue, and teriyaki. It's the flavors of Mingy Beef Jerky, each one handmade from Ronnie Mingy's all-natural recipe using top-quality beef. That's what makes Mingy Beef Jerky stand out. Take it from me, Tom Leach. Pick up a package today, and if you don't see it, ask for it. And check them out online at mingybeefjerky.com. That's MINGUA beefjerky.com. And go there today to see their newest product, Mingy Beef Jerky Meat Sticks in mild, hot, or honey barbecue.
At Greer and Maggard Orthodontics, we believe that greatness is in the details. Each decision we make is for the benefit of our patients and our community. This means using industry-leading technology to help you achieve your goals and uncover your perfect smile. Our precision and efficiency results in an experience that is both pleasurable and affordable. Greer and Maggard Orthodontics, applying precision and elegance to your smile.
Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthodontics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 956 Kentucky charities and community events.
Employees of Whitaker Bank volunteered 14,860 hours to better our Kentucky communities.
93 nonprofits that promote diversity and inclusion in Kentucky are supported by Whitaker Bank.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
At Lexington Diagnostic Center, we love athletes.
We understand that when you are injured, the results of an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray can be the only thing keeping you off the field.
And that's what we're here for.
Same or next day appointments, front door parking, and our on-site radiologists make it easy for you to quickly get the results you and your doctor need. Call and compare prices.
We can save you hundreds of dollars.
We would love to help get you back in the game.
All S, all P, all O, R-T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 496 Kentucky schools.
Over 282,000 students benefit from Whitaker Bank's Kentucky education initiatives.
Whitaker Bank has contributed almost $441,000 to education programs for the advancement of Kentucky's youth.
We share your passion, Kentucky.
Love the bank that loves you back.
Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Hi, this is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington. Crown Trophy offers youth sports awards, corporate awards. They offer signs and a full line of promotional products. They're located at 2680 Wilhite Drive on the corner of Nicholasville, New Circle Road, just behind Starbucks. Stop by and pick up your copy of our 85-page catalog. Crown Trophy is nationally known, but locally owned with 150 stores nationwide. Crown Trophy, the official provider of plaques for the Scholastic Ball Report and PrepSpin.
I used my credit cards over the holidays, and I thought I could make it work. But between the bills and everything else, I'm really starting to fall behind.
A lot of people out there are drowning in debt.
We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode. You can have a brighter future away from debt.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Say no to debt. Get your bankruptcy started for as little as $78 today. In Lexington and now in London.
What's your starting 5? How about this one? Mild, hot, Cajun, barbecue, and teriyaki. It's the flavors of Mingy beef jerky, each one handmade from Ronnie Mingy's all-natural recipe using top-quality beef. That's what makes Mingy beef jerky stand out. Take it from me, Tom Leach. Pick up a package today, and if you don't see it, ask for it. And check them out online at mingybeefjerky.com. That's M-I-N-G-U-A beefjerky.com. And go there today to see their newest product, Mingy beef jerky meat sticks in mild, hot, or honey barbecue.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
Test it out.
Check.
We good?
Check, check. Can y'all hear? Everybody good?
Emma.
Hey, why don't you all sit down there on the front row right there? Coach Bigman's in the house.
Coach Bigman is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. He's wearing the long jacket, so he's in the house.
What's up, brother? Yep. Hey, we can go to the gym after this if you want to, Coach Bigman. And you can talk about too when we're done. When we finish here, we'll have some appetizers, cake, pictures, all that kind of stuff.
That's probably what I'm going to say. I'm
kind of welcome everybody in.
I'm going to get loud. Turn it over to you.
That's mine. I'm going to set it off.
Yeah, you need to move it.
They got a little sass to them now, being seniors. That's one thing I want to say. Emmy's, that's my first thing I got with Emmy. She's by far got the most freaking sass to her now.
All right, so are you going to do any video?
Yeah, we got it. I'll talk about that. I've got like a 3-minute video before we get going here.
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
Ready to go?
I'm ready when you are. Mr. Sullivan showed up.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mercer Senior High School for Girls High School Basketball Action.
All right.
Everybody jacked up tonight? Can I hear you? Can I have a little excitement? Can I have a little noise tonight? That is awesome. Did you guys know in this room that these bunch of girls right here are the defending 12th region champions for 2014, 15, 16, and 17. Can I have an amen or a loud? That is really exciting that the girls have not only won so many district championships, but 12 region championships, 15, 16, and 17. But does anybody in this house know that these young ladies won the 2017 KHS AA state champion? Did that have a big round of applause? That is crazy. And does anybody in here know that we don't do classes in Kentucky? There's only one state champion. There's Davids and Goliaths, or whatever you want to say relative to girls, but it's big and little, and there's only one state champion, and Mercer County girls were the state champion, the ones left standing alone doing this right here. Does anybody, want to get excited about that? We are so thankful that it has been such a crazy, wild ride up till this point. It has been a crazy, wild ride for the last 4 or 5 years, good, bad, mostly good, thankfully. And it could not happen without you guys. It could not happen without great support from wonderful folks, friends, parents, family, coaches, community, everything. And I know the community is crazy excited about winning a state championship. I mean, it just happens to so few schools, so few communities, and it's just so awesome that we're enjoying this great ride. But here's the best part: the ride ain't over. The ride ain't over. Is anybody excited about the ride ain't over? Coach Bigman is from Collins, and he would like for the ride to be over. But, the ride ain't over, Coach Bigman. Coach Bigman is give a round of applause for Coach Bigman. He is absolutely part of this ride, and these are his girls. He knows that. He talks to me about that all the time, and it's awesome. I love giving him a hard time, and he knows that. But he's part of the ride as well. I don't want everybody to leave right after our program tonight. This is exciting, generational type event tonight. I don't recall in my time at Harrisburg or Mercer County that we've had something quite like this, where you had an entire team sign college scholarships like this. And it's really, like I said, generational. You just actually could be multi-generational. I don't see this kind of thing. I don't think Mr. Vaughn would agree maybe with this, that you don't see this kind of thing very often. And it's pretty cool. But it's not just these kids, these seniors, that have brought us to where we are. It's a team, it's a family, it's a community, it's coaching, it's teachers, it's friends that have gotten us to where we are. And I'm so thankful for everyone that's made this great ride possible. And the cool thing that it's going to start Saturday, we have our first scrimmage. The cool thing about it is riding over. And we're going to make certain we're going to do everything we can. I say we being lightly here, these girls are going to make certain that they're going to do everything they can to continue this ride. And I'm thankful for that. So without further ado, I don't know whether you all know this guy or not, but this is the coach of the 2017 KHSAA champion, Coach Chris Sauter. Give him a big round of applause.
Yeah, I'm mic'd up, Emma. All right, thank you. And like he said, this is I've given speeches before when we have girls sign and like to bring the team in, and but I've had to come up with 5 speeches. I can't do the same one, so this is pretty tough, but it's kind of bittersweet. But I'm like Greg. I don't know that this has ever happened where you have a whole senior class. Not yet. Where you have a whole senior class that they've gotten full rides, full basketball scholarships. And not only that, of course, everybody in here knows probably that our overall team GPA last year was a 3.93. All these girls are... So they're true student athletes. But I'll kind of explain to you what we're going to do here, how we're going to do this. And we came up with this. I asked the girls how they wanted to do it, and they just basically said that we've done everything together, so we might as well finish it together. So I thought it was pretty cool the way they decided to do it. And I don't want anybody to get slighted in those things. So the way I'm going to do it is that I'm going to bring them all up here. I'm going to read some things here. And then we're going to do one at a time. We'll do the twins together. All right, we'll do the signing. I'll talk about each one of them, and then we'll go after that. Okay, so that's kind of how we want to do it. Before they do that, the girls had also told me that if y'all can put that up there, that instead of, they got to make a speech too, believe it or not. 6 minutes each. Lexi, 6 minutes. All right. Emmy can have 4 of your minutes. Okay. But what they'll do is, what we're going to do on that, before that is, they made me a list, so they're not up here talking, they're going to thank the same people. So they gave me a list that we've put up here, if you can throw that up there, Coach Cox. And we've probably left somebody off. And if you can see all the people that were on here, that all the people that had an impact on these young ladies over their career. It's phenomenal. And we probably did leave somebody off, from bus drivers to premier coaches to, you know, we got first string media, PrepSpin, Larry Vault, Taco. We've got all kinds of things on there, all kinds of people that have been instrumental with these girls and their success. And we probably did leave some people off. And they may mention some more if they're not on here. So I think that's pretty incredible, the fact that all these people have been part of this. And the best thing is, like Greg said, is to be continued. It's not over yet. So what I want to do before we get started, and I'm going to bring the girls up and talk, I want to show just a little video. It's off our highlight video. It's about 2 minutes. So if y'all can play that, Coach Pigman will probably cry. Coach Hamill will probably cry. It's their favorite song.
Always to there you are. You're running for your life. You're a shooting star. All those years, no one knows just hard work. But now it shows that one shining moment reached deep inside.
make sure when it goes black, there's still a little bit after it. There's a talk and leave it going, you'll see.
We've got some holes to fill, with the 3 seniors, with Jennifer and Allie and Lyric, because they all bring different things to the table and that you can't replace, that they'll have to do it by committee. But our expectations won't change, and now that we've got a taste of it, and they understand that the X is bigger on their back, but we'll start back up with the same thing. Our goals are the same, and we'd like to go after it again, and we've got as good a shot as anybody, and I like my team coming back, and so it'll be another fun year.
Okay, y'all come up here. You 5s come up here. Stand over here, you don't want to block me. I just want them to stand up here because there's some things I want to go over. I'm not a big stat guy, and we're not here for stats, but I do want to inform you of some things that have made this possible. And like I said, they've made me look like a pretty good coach over the years. This bunch is rare and unique. They're the hardest working, most humble bunch of kids I've ever been around. In terms of being great role models for the young ones, we talk about it all the time. And I tell them all the time, I told them that, we've got a ring. I forgot to wear mine, sorry. Joe, wear yours. All right. Dang it. But we've got a ring, and we're going to go for another one. But I still tell people all the time that, and I can argue with this with all kinds of people, but regardless of what happens, I think that this bunch right here, and there's teammates, and we've got some younger ones coming up that are going to be good, but I still say right here that this could go down as one of the greatest girls basketball teams in the history of the High School Athletic Association. There's been a lot of great teams with great players, but I'm going to read you some stuff here collectively that I would challenge any team in the state of Kentucky for X amount of years that haven't accomplished what they have. And what I'm going to do here is, and I want you to think about this, first of all, like I said, all 5 of them are fixing to sign or have signed scholarships. And I want you to think about this. And I told some of the young girls today, the team, we were talking about Lexi and Faith a little bit about Campbellsville, but we kind of did the math. I kind of did the math, and this is probably off a little bit, but these 5 young ladies right here in 4 years, this is $500,000 right here, over 4 years, $500,000 right here. To play the game of basketball. So, we talk about it all the time, is how hard they've worked and the time they've put in. They just don't show up from 3 to 5 and then at game time. A few 6 a.m.s, a few sessions on the track, a few. And as Sagen put in an interview to U of L, a few hell sessions. We haven't had that many. Spivey had all the hell sessions when she played. But I want you to think about this too. We've got this bunch right here, what they've accomplished over the years, 5 district championships, 1 regional runner-up, 3 regional championships, and that's the first time in 44 years that the 12th region has been won 3 years in a row. Okay, 44 years. 1 Final Four and 1 state championship. And small town Harrodsburg, Mercer County, it just doesn't happen. Go back and look in the record books. All those Pigman, I used to argue, we didn't argue, but he used to hear me vent about the Lexington Catholics and all those. I used to get fired up. But these kids are Mercer County girls, which makes it even more impressive. And I did some math a little bit today too. Collectively, over the past 5 years, coming into this year, these 5 girls right here have scored 5,961 points. That's insane. And by the end of, I hope by the first of the year, all 5 of these will be 1,000-point scores. Sagen has 2,100 plus. Faith has over 1,000. Lexi, Emmy, and Emma all have over 900. So once again, I would challenge how many teams in the state of Kentucky in the history of this game have at one time will have 5 seniors all over 1,000 points. That's what I'm talking about. That's the epitome of a team. That's what I'm talking about being one of the greatest teams of all time. I'm not talking about your wins and your nets and all those things. I'm talking about, I would challenge anybody to do what they've done in terms of the togetherness and staying humble and all those things. And it's not easy. It's not easy, but what they've done has been super impressive. I've got it here. I didn't read it. Faith has got 1,093 points. Lexi's got 912. Emma's got 922. And Emmy's got 910. And their record to date in the past 5 years, they're 144 and 31. That's pretty impressive. And if you all know here, we don't shy away from anybody. We'll play anybody, anytime, anywhere. Sometimes I get questioned of my sanity, but we do it, okay? And we're going to do it again this year, unfortunately. So what I want to do here, you guys can sit down. Can y'all go get those first ones? You guys can sit down. Lexi and Faith, y'all have a seat here. No, not yet. I just want y'all to sit here. I want to talk about you a little bit. They drew the short straw. When I did this, I wanted to make sure that nobody got slighted. So we're going to do one at a time, kind of, one and whatever. But you still, scoot over. But you still each got to do a 6-minute speech. And it's, when we go to restaurants too, I'll just tell you, when we go to restaurants, Faith usually orders and Lexi says same. So you can't say same today. See, I knew it. All right. Now let me talk a little bit about them, and I'll let them talk. And then if Campbellsville's coach wants to say a few words, she can come down and talk, and then we'll go from there. When I first started coaching them when they were in middle school, I couldn't tell them apart. I'd have to tell them to turn around because Faith's hair was longer than Lexi's. I couldn't even remember the numbers. One was 11, one was 12, so I still can't get which one's which. Or I'd have to wait to see them shoot. Faith is left-handed, Lexi's right-handed. Faith is a self-taught left-handed, so I don't know how she did that, but she did it. But they're twins, but their game is completely different. It's completely different. And I'll be honest with you, both have, since I've known them, have really come out of their shell. You just couldn't get them to say anything. Grin at you and that's about it. But they've really come out. I don't know if it's all good all the time. But Lexi used to pull her jersey up. She'd pull it up, mumble something. Usually wasn't good. Now she just says it. She doesn't even pull her jersey up, she just says it. All right. And Faith, I always have to tell Faith all the time, what do I tell you all the time? When we have our little talks, what do I tell you? Get out of the what? Okay, and the thing with her is that, and Lexi, sorry Faith. All right, Lexi's is a pure shooter, gets mad if she misses. The other day we were doing a shooting drill, and it's continuous shooting. We put like 3 minutes on the clock. I think that day we might have put 2.5. And you rebound, you stand in one shot, and you shoot, and you shoot, and you shoot. Okay? And they have to count makes. So that day I thought, well, I'm going to count just total shots. And, of course, they have little tiffs every now and then. Faith was supposed to be counting. And so I said, all right, Faith, how many did she make? She went, 30. And Lexi says, you had one job. And so So I said, well, you shot 41. I said, let's say, I think she had 31. So I said, Lexi, in a 2.5-minute span, you hit 31 out of 41 threes. And she was mad. I said, Lexi, that's 10 misses. She said, 1 was okay, but she was mad. So that just tells you what kind of, shooter she is and expects. She set a school record last year. She hit 10 threes in one game when we were out in Missouri against Argyle, Texas. She also she doesn't like to show it every now and then. She's got one of the best crossovers I've ever seen. They'll tell you it's natural. So Campbellsville coaches, make sure you get that out of her. Okay? It's there. She just doesn't, you need to use it more. Okay? Face, very versatile. She can literally play any spot on the floor. She's played the point. She's played the post. She can play it all. She's already passed the 1,000-point mark. Both are relentless workers. You can't make them tired. I think these girls used to get mad at them when we'd have our mile times because they would literally run it and they act like they were tired when we were done, but they weren't. I think they were just done because everybody else was dying, so they act like they were tired. I just found this out too. We had not a tiff, but they like to hunt. Okay, they actually, Mr. Tatum, cover your ears. They didn't go to school today because they went hunting. That's an EHO, but it's all right, you got a scholarship. All right. And I asked him the other day who the better hunter was, so that set off a little tiff. We still didn't settle which one was best. But in all seriousness, Campbellsville is getting, in my opinion, a major steal. These girls turned down D1 offers. They want to stay close to home. And if anybody knows anything at all about Campbellsville's women's basketball program, it's one of the best in the country. One of the best in the country. They've come close to winning national championships, Final Four. When was the last time in Final Four? Was it last year? Last year, that's what I thought. It's a great program. And actually, Coach Colvin, some of her stuff we run. And there's a few more things I'm going to put in because they like to shoot the three. They play a lot of people, get up and down the floor. So it's a great fit for Faith and Lexi. So, so with these two young ladies right here, like I said, it's been great to coach them. In fact, I used to get mad at them because they won't let you get mad at them. They're already apologizing or yes or no, sir. They used to. They've kind of come out of that. But have been a blast to coach. Like I said, inseparable, but their games are very different and they complement each other very well. And like I said, I know they're hard on each other, but when it gets tight, they're about as tight a twins as I've ever seen. So which one of y'all is going to talk first? Lexi?
Yep.
Just like to say good community, family.
You can't say that.
And so,
Don't y'all see how they've come out of their comfort zone? Coach, would you like to say something when you want to? Okay.
Maybe I can elaborate. We're just so happy to have these kids coming to Campbellsville. You feel like you kind of hit the jackpot when you find a good kid who's a good student, who's a great player, and we were lucky enough to hit it twice. So, like Coach kind of alluded to, we've been really close to winning a national championship, and that's why we love these kids. They know how to win. They've been there. They've done that, and we're expecting them to bring that to Campbellsville. So we're an hour down the road. Come watch them play. We'd love to have you guys at Campbellsville. We've got a great thing going, and we're super excited to have them.
Okay, they actually have papers here if y'all want to. And you don't have to worry about that. When we go on trips, they take like 60 people with them, their family, so they'll be there. Before you do that, do you all want to come down and sit with them? You can get a picture while they're actually signing it. And Rilo, you want to come down here? Come on, Rilo. Oh, hold on a second. Let's put this banner behind you too. Watch it.
There you go, right there, bud.
We have an extra pen so they can selfie. To the right.
Hey, Austin, go down this way a little bit more.
And make sure you
A bit more, a little bit more. Okay, that's good.
I figured I'd let them do theirs right now since she's here.
Good job, Rilo.
Y'all stay there too so Pam can take one. Yes, it'll be Emma's next, the orange and blue ones. Thank you, yes. All right, we got to change balloons. Emma Davis, you're in the hot seat. You can leave it there, yeah. Don't sign anything yet, I don't. Let me sit by you and talk. Okay, Emma Davis, she's the best question asker on the team. I used to have to limit her to 3 per practice, and then she'd always say, why? I said, well, you got 2 now. People don't understand, too, is we brought some of these up, and Coach Tatum and I have talked about this before, and I remember we brought her up. Coach Tatum said, I can't believe we've got an 11-year-old on the team, an 11-year-old. So she was 11 years old when we brought her up, and I used to have to get mad at Kaywood and Savannah, get mad at them. We were coming back from a Christmas trip, Bullitt East actually, and we pull up at McDonald's, and there's this Mr. and Miss Claus. And so I had to tell them, do not say a word. We have an 11-year-old on the bus with us. Of course, they're laughing and stuff, so I think, do not say a word. Also, she notices everything. She notices everything. Coach Pigman was here. I don't know. I've heard her ask, is that the same pants you wore yesterday? She used to do it. I might be going off on her, and she's picking lint off my shirt. But on a serious side, she's a very explosive, very versatile player. You know, she can score in droves. I think in the Murray game, in the Final Four, I think she scored 15 points in about a minute and a half. My gosh, it was just explosive. And the thing I say about Emma is that Emma has, how many points does you have? 922 points, and she's been the 6th man. And let me ask you again, how many players in the state of Kentucky that are the 6th man have 922 points going into their senior year? All right, and let me tell you something. This young lady never complained. She would start for any other 12th region team in the state of Kentucky, and probably would start for any high school team in the state of Kentucky. So once again, she's one of the reasons why that she has that ring on and we're the way we are, because of the role that she was fine with. Now, like I said, never one time complained to me. Took her role, and you know, her role's going to change this year, and we've talked about that. So her upside to me is off the chart. It's off the chart. And I told Coach McMillan at UT Martin that she'll be an all-conference player before she leaves there. She has no clue how good she's going to be. She's young. I used to get mad at Dennis. She should just be a junior in high school. But she's a senior. So, but she is just, she's been a joy to coach just because, you know, she cares. Sometimes she wears her emotions on her shirt sleeve. But that's not a good thing. That's or a bad thing. That's a great thing. She cares about everybody. She's one of the most caring young ladies I've ever been around. So really super excited for Emma, and I just think she's going to surprise a lot of people this year of what she's going to be capable of doing. Crazy athlete, like I said, can score, and she's another one. She can play about anywhere on the floor. With that being said, Emma, it's your turn.
I just really like to thank everybody for coming out and supporting the community, my parents, my grandparents, my extended family, everybody for coming. And Mimi, please do not cry too much next year when I go to college.
Okay, Dennis and Terry, y'all want to come down here? We'll get some pictures.
Oh, and the Lord above.
Maybe this anyway. All right, balloon change. Emmy. You want to say something before we start? You want to say something before we start?
You want to go ahead and do what's
No. Okay. Emmy, of course, y'all know she's my niece. And right now, without a doubt, she's the sassiest on the team. That's not even close. I don't know where this is coming from. Greg's coming out in her or something. I don't know. But, golly. But Emmy has 910 points. Okay? 910. I want you to fathom this. The last 750 of her points have come in the last two seasons. So to say that she has really climbed and her upside is way there is 750 points in the last two seasons. And we used to say it all the time, the coaches and Coach Pigman and Coach Hamlin, we all used to say it, is that she was going to be the X factor of the bunch. She was going to be the X factor. We didn't have much size. And if you watch the state tournament, if you saw what she did in the state tournament, it's proof right there. What she did in the state tournament was incredible. We've been on her all the time about rebounding and all those things. So she had a couple double-doubles and finally. You know, she's another one too. I don't know how many coaches came up to me after the state tournament. And this is not a knock on Northern, but I don't know how many came up to me and said, how in the world did Northern get that girl? And so, you know, a lot of, you know, the way we looked at it is Northern did a good job recruiting. Some of the other schools missed out. But she's another one that's upside is tremendous. Her work ethic is off the chart. She has She's a great three-point shooter. She's a true stretch four, what they call it. So she's a matchup nightmare. Big post players guard her. She's going to shoot the three, or if they come out, she's going to go around you. We've been working hard on doing some things with her back to the basket. We did some stuff this summer. Coach Bobby's working with her some, getting more comfortable doing that, so she's even more versatile. She gets a little panicked sometimes, but it's okay. I'm going to try not to yell at you as much this year, too. But Emmy used to do the thing, too, is that if she wanted something from me, like water out of my office or anything, and she'd give me that, oh, remember, we're family. So she likes to use the family line when she needs it. But once again, this young lady has, I've told this before, and then we'll get Greg and Debbie to come down, and Lando, you and Nick, if you want to come down too, is that when Emmy started later than the rest of them, in terms of serious, Debbie wanted a cheerleader. And like Greg says, you don't see any 6-foot cheerleaders. So she started coming to Little Lady Titan Camp, and the very first time at camp, y'all probably heard this, but for the first 30 minutes, she walked around and held my hand and cried. So I'd say, Emmy, it's time to go on. And so she'd go on and do it. And so after it's over, I'd say, hey, Emmy, how was it? She said, I had a great time, but I'm not coming back tomorrow. And then, so she did. So then the next year she comes back and I said, all right, Emmy. She said, well, I'm going, but I'm not wearing basketball shorts. So she's come a long way. But in all seriousness, like I said, this young lady, the progress she's made over the past years, I don't know that I've had a player improve like she has. That just comes from hard work and trying to do what we ask her to do, and wanting to be in the gym and trying to get better, and very coachable. And once again, her upside is tremendous too. So Northern's did get a steal, and we expect to see big things from her. So here you go, Emmy.
Bear with me, people. Okay, so I'd like to thank God for allowing me to play basketball and all that kind of stuff. But I'd like to thank my dad for always making me go to the gym even though I don't want to. This past Christmas, he made me go to the gym with Nicholas and Landon because he wanted me to play against a bigger body, aka Landon. And Nick was there too, but he was a passer, so.
Nick.
I'd like to thank my mom. She don't really get it, but I appreciate her trying.
That's the truth.
I'd like to shout out Danielle for pumping me and the rest of the team up before games, and then after the games when I probably didn't have a great game. And I'm getting mad, and I'm like, Coach Howard, this is not, like, I don't understand. I'm doing it right, and Coach Howard's just wrong about this. And so Danielle would agree with me. Sorry, Coach Howard. Just to make me feel better, but I'll thank her for that. Coach Haley, from the very beginning, she's always told Coach Howard that I was a project. And, I mean, she's done pretty good, but we still have one more season. Okay. Coach Emmy.
Where is he?
He's improved my individual game a lot, and just in a short time frame, he was on the staff and the girls team. He gave me sass right back whenever I needed it, because Lord knows I need it. Coach Pigman is probably the problem. He was always a coach that I would try to keep calm, because I would get a little mad, and it would take me a lot to bring him back down. And then Coach Miller, where's he at?
He's right there in the middle.
Coach Miller. I could not face a 6'5", 6'6" girls without you helping me with my strength and everything. And then last but not least, Coach Shatter.
What do you look at me like that for? You kind of gave me the evil eye there.
I've gotten timeouts called on me, called out for me, just to yell at me. Called out multiple times on the floor. He'll take me out and then follow me down the bench to yell at me some more. So he has prepared me to, and continues to prepare me for whatever Coach Whitaker throws at me. So, love you.
So if y'all want to come down, get as many as you want. If you want Daddy Jim and all them to come down, whoever you want, they can get behind. And
Hey, Jim. Dad.
Yeah, he's just a passer.
Balloon change. Come on, Sagen.
Didn't you put Go Seahawks on your story instead of Skyhawks?
That's Seattle. All right, last but not least, Ms. Sagen. Sagen is kind of a one of a kind in terms of players. We brought her up also as a sixth grader. We knew then, we used to talk about it, how good she was going to be, and you know, I've told this before too, and Todd was her coach, and I had to pull Todd aside. Todd was a JV coach, and I'd pull him off, so I said, after a game, I said, come in here. He's like, what? I said, just come in here. And I said, just watch. Well, Sagen was a sixth grader, so she didn't get much playing time on the JV team. I mean, come on, she's 12. She was 12. She wasn't 11, Emma, but she was 12. And she would come busting out the locker room. And he'd say, what's wrong with her? I said, you didn't play her. And I said, Uncle Todd didn't play her. And she would march right up there in those bleachers and sit. Would she even speak? I mean, she was pretty upset. So she knew then, we used to laugh, but it was then that, you know, she was going to be special. And that's when Kaywood and Savannah. And Savannah was our best player, Savannah Taylor, 6 foot tall, hard to guard. And I said, well, you know, in the practice I'd get mad. I said, would somebody please guard Savannah? Well, I see that little skinny arm go up. It's like, no, Sagen, you're not going to guard her. You know? But she thought she could. So Sagen made a mid-court shot one day, and anybody's around Sagen and Connor are definitely related, throwing up crazy stuff all the time and all that stuff. But Sagen made this is when Carly was playing for me. Sagen made a mid-court shot or some crazy, threw it over, I don't know, and just fooling around. And Carly on the way home asked me, how does Sagen always make those? Why does she always make those? And my answer was simple, is because she expects every shot she takes to go in. She expects every shot to go in. It doesn't matter if it's half court, full court, a layup. She expects every shot to go in. And so that's not something you teach. She was born with that. Now, I will say this. She has lefty-righty issues. Okay? If I probably told her to unlock that door, she might have a hard time because it's... And I get it. I'm left-handed too, so I get some of that. So, but in terms of basketball, you know, I've never coached anybody like her. Best player this school's ever had. Maybe the best one ever to come through here. We've got some young kids, and you should look up the way, you should emulate your game after any of these seniors, how hard they play. Sagen goes to another level. And she's got a rare quality that the bigger the game, the better she plays. Some kids, as we used to say when the lights come on, they get tore up. The brighter the lights, the better she plays. We used to call it all the time, I used to joke with my brother, is that I've had some players that are called 3 o'clockers. They're pretty daggone good at 3 o'clock. Because when we're practicing, you get to 7:30, they couldn't do anything. Those lights get too bright, they get nervous and tore up. But she is not like that. loves the stage in terms of it, and does it in a humble way. It's not a cocky, it's not a, she just plays, but you can see it. I knew in the state championship game, 15 seconds in or 13 seconds in, she drains a three-pointer, and we knew then, this is, we've got this. And I've never, that's hard to do that in a championship game, and 15 seconds in, and you feel pretty good that we're going to win. And it's just 3-0. But she's another one, 6 a.m., every camp. All these girls do premier. They're all over the place. They're countless sacrifices. But she just has that burning desire to be great. And, great players, they always work hard. She doesn't take a day off. In terms of when she's in the gym, she does not take a day off. And it'd be easy for any of these girls to say, we've arrived, we won a state championship, but they don't do that. To me, she leads the way. She leads the way in terms of the work ethic and the drive. And she doesn't have to do it. She doesn't say much. She talks more now than she used to, but she doesn't say much. It's by example and follow my lead type stuff. And she's just got that quality. And Jeff Walls is lucky. And Jeff Walls told me last year, and if any of you guys have seen U of L play, and I know there's a lot of Kentucky fans in here, which, that's crazy. This young lady right here, if you've seen U of L play, they just knocked off the number 5 team in the country yesterday. They had a player who's a lefty, who Sagen will probably emulate a lot of her game after, had 47 points. And Coach Walls told me last year after a game that he says because of this young lady's motor, and he said because she's had her hind end ripped, and he said doesn't bother, he says this young lady can play for me right now. And you think about that, that's a top 5 team in the country, and he says this young lady can play for me right now. Just because she's not going to get outworked. She's going to do whatever she has to do to get herself on the floor. And I appreciate that because it has, to me, spread program-wide. And if you don't have a leader like that, then, and I'm not saying these young ladies haven't, because this has been, like I said, one phenomenal class. But I used to tell her all the time when she was a little bit younger, I said, Sagen, they are waiting on you. They are waiting on you. They're going to follow your lead. They're waiting. So, I couldn't be prouder. Sagan's not one either to, on the lighter side, she's not one either to, I ask a lot of questions in practice. And of course I get 9 gazillion answers. They're all wrong. But in the district, I was a little upset. I get a little wound up at tournament time, just a little bit intense, just a tad. So they know it, and you probably know what I'm going to tell. A few years ago, I'm on them. I'm mad, and we're having a terrible practice. And I said, guys are going to be one of those teams in the paper. That there's always an upset every year, front page. You guys are going to be on there. You're not practicing good, blah, blah, blah. And I said, hold on. Of course, I think that's the day I kicked them out, got about halfway in the locker room and said, no, come back. So they're running into each other. They don't know when to go in the locker room or come back. So I said, hold on. I had the newspaper article. Augusta High School had just beaten Mason County High School, and boys basketball had upset them. Their front page of the sports. So I get it, and I said, here it is right here. I said, it's proof right here. It happens. I said, does anybody know where Augusta is? Sagen, of all people, raises her hand, who never answers. She says, Georgia. And Coach Pigman over here leans over, and he says, she's got a point. I don't know if you've answered since then, have you? So, but it's just a special group. Special young lady here. Like I said, she's got 2,124 points. She has also led our team in the last, since she's been here, in steals, assists, and deflections. So the total package, the total player, we talk about all the time 100%, she's 100% all the time. So if any of y'all out there, young players, you got 5 role models right here. This young lady is going to do great things at the next level. So super proud of Sagen and what she's accomplished. And like I said, we're not done yet. And I just say this, that if Sagen doesn't win Miss Basketball, they should do away with the award. They should do away with it. That's just my opinion. Because to me, the Miss Basketball is supposed to be what you do for your team. And not necessarily who scores the most points. but what you do for your basketball team. And who else, what more could you ask for? What more could she do? Do we have to win a state championship this year for her to win it? No. It's voted on before then anyway. But I'm just telling you right here, you can go on record that if she does not win it, they need to do away with the award. Because there's not a more deserving player. And I know I'm biased. It's my niece, and she plays for them. There's not a more deserving player in the state of Kentucky than Sagen Robbins. All right, here you go, Sagen.
I would just like to thank my family, my friends, and my boyfriend for their endless support. I want to thank the community and all the fans who travel to all of our games. I want to thank my teammates now and teammates from the past who have developed our program. And lastly, I just want to thank all the coaches who have sacrificed their time and energy to help me become the player I am today. So thank you all for coming.
All right, Marta Brandon. Come on down, Marta Brandon. I also want to thank one more person. She's been an integral part of the team too. She's the first player in the history of high school basketball that has actually gotten an official retirement letter. Danielle has been our Twitter person, like Emmy or somebody said, man, she's the rah-rah. Y'all saw it on the video there. That's Danielle. But you got to have kids like that, and what a great young lady to hang with these girls, and even though she can't play because of concussions, but she's been an outstanding part of our team and very important part of our team. So thank you, Danielle. Does anybody else, coaches, you want to say anything? Coach Pigman? Anybody? Coach Hamlin? Anybody want to say anything?
Pigman, say something. Speak. Look, he's about to do it. He's about to do it.
You want to say something? What we can do now is we have cake, drinks, some appetizers. Invite you all to go down there if you want to take pictures before you go down there, please, and we can get your balloons back out if you want to do that. But I appreciate everybody coming out, and like I said, our first scrimmage is this Saturday at Bullitt East, 5 o'clock, JV starts, and then the following Saturday on the 25th, we are here against Boyd County at 2 o'clock. Boyd County is who we played in the first round of the state tournament. They pretty much got everybody back, so it'll be a great scrimmage. I want to thank everybody again for coming out. Larry, appreciate your support. Matt, and how awesome is PrepSpin for streaming this live? Give PrepSpin a hand.